recently I came across Andy's new version of his kind of mind map Griptape, which lays out patterns and paths for your feet to follow while flicking off the board to help you land flip tricks, especially more consistently. And I've always loved this idea. I've drawn on my Griptape or marked off flick lines many times in the past, and for a while I actually was cutting my own Griptape into these 4 quadrants to help me divide the deck into zones. I had the center marked clearly for walk the dogs, gymnast plants, and freestyle kickflips. And I also used these lines to visualize where I wanted my feet to be placed, where I wanted to flick off of the board, and also help me put my foot a little more consistently in the same spot since I had more of a visual cue as to exactly where I was putting my foot. I really liked doing this. It was just a lot of extra work. So I've always been really into this idea. I've always been really into board shape and kind of understanding how the shape and the concave works to help me do specific tricks. So I was really excited to see Andy's Griptape. Unfortunately, I don't skate any boards that have that wheelbase, so even if I wanted to, I couldn't support Andy and pick up his Griptape. So I just decided to make my own. Seeing his grip inspired me to go back to drawing now that I am definitely better than I was before. I actually think now that I'm so much better than I was, say, 3 or 4 years ago when I was doing a lot of these grip cuts and lines on my board. Now I can actually see them much better. So when I actually go to do a flip trick and search for those lines, hunt for those guides, these points on the board that I want to aim for with a flick, I see them much better now. The tricks don't feel as fast or as rushed. So I definitely think as you get better at skateboarding, these lines actually become more useful. They're not just for beginners to give you a guide for your eyes. In my case, that's what I found, because as I get better, I can find the lines better. So I think they actually help me now even more than they did before, which is exciting. So I decided to, first I actually just mapped out the entire board just for fun to see how much I could copy Andy's Griptape, and I actually found that it was almost a very good exercise in getting to understand the concave of my own skateboard. Because I was really searching for each little kind of dip and crest and bump and really trying to understand the shape of my concave and where my foot could kind of advantageously flick off of these different curves that are in the concave. And this is a terrible board to show that on, so maybe I'll grab a popsicle to illustrate that better, and you can really see kind of where the curves of the skateboard are. It really got me thinking about board shape and also where I want to be flicking on certain tricks. So it's gotten me really excited to work on ollie flip tricks again. You can of course grab Andy's Griptape if it fits your board, or you could use chalk like I used today. The chalk's going to disappear immediately. It's very temporary. I mean, it could help you kind of narrow down where you want your foot to be flicking off if you want to change it at all and not have it permanent. So chalk's not terrible, but you can make it more permanent. You can use paint pens. Paint pens work great for grip art and drawing on your board. When I get a new setup and fresh Griptape, I'll probably just use paint pens to make these lines permanent and just have them on the board all the time. But this board is kind of well broken in and used, so I didn't think it was worth taking the time and effort to permanently alter the Griptape with these. And if you just want like a line real quick, I grabbed a stone. You know, just grabbed a stone and kind of etched a line into the board to see where I was flicking off. I was doing that for varial flips because I still really struggle to get those anywhere near consistently. So I kind of etched a line into my board, did the varial flips, and it slowly disappeared. That's not permanent either, but definitely lasts longer than chalk does. Anyways, today I have these 4 lines on my board because I want to work on mostly varial flips and varial heel, 2 tricks that I'm, 1, not great at, and 2, I think I've landed almost once for the varial heel. So that's the goal today, is to kind of embrace the specifics, embrace the board madness in a different sense, instead of changing the board, kind of getting to know the board. And we'll see how it goes. In general, drawing the lines again, even though they wear off quickly with the chalk here, was truly helpful. I felt like I was flicking off the spot I was aiming for with a lot more accuracy, a lot more often, especially now that I can see the board flipping better. As I said, it might be hard to catch these lines if you're newer to skateboarding or when you first draw them on the board, but overall I do find them helpful. And actually with the chalk in particular, the lines kind of fade as you flick through them. The chalk might end up on your shoe, so in a way you know if you're hitting the line or not. As for varial flips in particular, I've been working on them for quite a while, including recently, and I noticed an immediate difference after drawing the lines on my board. For the couple days that I've been doing this, I've been getting way more successful attempts in general. I'm not always landing it, but I am getting my feet back on the board more and more often, and I'm also feeling my foot and seeing my foot flick off the right spot that I'm aiming for, which is the best next step in my opinion. Unfortunately for the varial heel flip, the lines are still helpful, but not as much. And that's simply because I'm still working through the mechanics. My front side pop shove it is not nearly as strong as my backside one. My heel flips are not as solid as my kick flips. And the slight variation to those motions in the varial heel flip certainly are not as well refined or well worked as my varial kick flip. So I think that's important to remember. Drawing lines on your board or getting something like Andy's Griptape won't magically help us land tricks, but they can become incredible tools and guides to help us progress, learn more about our boards, and enjoy skateboarding in a deeper or slightly different way. I, for one, am here for this, and I'm very glad that Andy inspired me to draw lines on my board once again. And as always, I hope you enjoyed the video.